Hello, children. I'm your teacher Padmini. Today I'm back with you with yet another interesting lesson from Think Beyond series, Book 7. The lesson for today is Jog Your Memory. And you know what this lesson is all about? This lesson is all about how you can improve your memory with some techniques. Interesting, isn't it? And I'm sure after this lesson, you will be able to jog your memory. So let's get started with this lesson, jog your memory, and learn how we can improve our memory with some techniques. In the exam, my mind goes blank. If only I had not forgotten those key points. You may be saying such things. Your performance in tests and exams depends on the state of your mind and memory. This happens with everyone and it can be improved with a few memory skills and techniques. Most of us go to the examination hall, while some of us can actually recall everything. Some of us have problems recalling all that we studied. We find it difficult to remember some things, some important points also. So at such times, we often feel, oh God, I should have remembered, I should have done this better. And sometimes after the examination is over, you start remembering those answers, those important points. So we all face this at some time or the other, and I'm sure we don't like it. We don't like forgetting things, especially in an exam. So there are some skills and techniques you can develop to improve something called memory. The human brain processes and stores information systematically. Our memory is divided into short-term memory and long-term memory. So there are two types of memory, short-term memory and long-term memory. Short-term memory. Short-term memory is the information that you keep in your mind for a very short time. It is either dismissed or transferred to long-term memory. Long-term memory is the brain's way of storing and managing information to retrieve it later. There are several techniques to help you recall. If you use them properly, you can improve your performance in the exams. Acronym. Take a list of words or facts that you want to remember. Write it in the order that you want to learn. Then create a new word from the first letter of each word. When you say the acronym, you will recall the words. Now, for example, I still remember when we had to remember the colors in the rainbow, we would say Vibgyor. V for violet, I for indigo, and B for blue, and so on. So for every letter of the word, we had a color, and we would remember all the colors of the rainbow. That's a simple example, but let's look at some more examples. Steps of calculating by using long division. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, reminder. So next time you do long division, just remember DMSBR. DMSBR. Now, next one is acrostic. In this technique, the first letter of each word is made into a memorable catch sentence. Let's look at an example. Order of planets. Mira's very energetic macro just stunned us naughtily. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. To remember the order, you can just remember this sentence. Image. Images work well when you want to memorize names. You can focus on a particular feature of a person, an animal, or a plant and associate it with their name. Example, leopard, animal. Complex rosette, particular feature. Cheetah, animal, simple spots. So for leopard, complex rosette. And for cheetah, simple spots. So you can remember by using an image. Now, next one is visualization. You can create a picture in your head to remember facts or a diagram. Example, suppose you have to remember the photosynthesis process. Imagine a plant standing in the sunlight. Think of a leaf-like hand emerging and drawing sunlight from the sun. Mentally picture roots drinking water from a straw in the soil. In your mind, see the water bubbling upwards into the stem. Then carbon dioxide enters pores called stomata with a whoosh sound. Finally, visualize the green chlorophyll in the leaves cooking food with a ladle. How nice! So you're actually imagining a plant cooking food by the process of photosynthesis, and it sounds so simple when you imagine the plant doing this. Next technique is rhyme. You know rhymes since childhood. You can use this technique to remember facts and figures. Example, 5 into 5 show their power as 25. 4 into 12 will fight to become 48. Now, next technique is association. Suppose you learn a new word and want to remember it. Write the word and something else associated with it. Example, procrastinate. Papa will never procrastinate and put off things for later. Chunking. When you divide information into small chunks, it's called chunking. Chunks means small pieces. When you chunk numbers, colors, or aspects, it will help you learn and recollect them faster. Example, memorize the number 401233530. Break it up as 401233530. So into three parts. Now the next technique is mind map. In the center of a page, state the subject as a word, phrase, or an image. Create ideas with a single word, each related to the main subject. Then create sub-idea branches to explain the concept further. You can use different images and colors for the sub-idea branches to cluster them together. Now, I mean here, what is the meaning of this mind map? In fact, this mind map is very, very useful when you're learning your answers, especially big, long answers, and when you are getting bored to answer them. You're getting bored to learn them. What you can do is write the main point in the center, like shown in the diagram, like it is shown in the diagram. Can you see this diagram? And then write the main points, just branch it out like this, and then write the sub ideas. When you write all this together, you get the entire answer in your mind. You just have to remember these divisions. So that is called a mind map. To remember very lengthy answers, a lengthy concept, you can also always divide it using a mind map, and then you can learn it very easily. Next one is speed reading. Speed reading is useful for revising just before the exam. It helps you read faster with comprehension and retain the information. Focus on the keywords and skip prepositions and articles like in, on, and the. Once you learn to read fast, you can cover more in a shorter period of time. So this is a way of reading. You read without looking at the details. You don't look at the minute details like the preposition or the article, but you read only the keywords. This kind of reading will help you to read very fast, and you will remember only the key words and the points. Now, let us look at a few presidents of the USA who are inspiring examples of leaders who practiced speed reading. Theodore Roosevelt's reading speed was unbelievable. He knew when to skim and scan and at the same time comprehend the information. Now, what is skimming and scanning? Skimming is just, looking at the main, the main theme, and scanning is looking at the details. During his stay in the White House, he read a book before breakfast every day. Occasionally, he managed to read 3 books in a day. He could even recite newspaper pages as if they were in front of him. So this is absolutely amazing. You're able to read the newspaper, you're able to recite a newspaper. Franklin D. Roosevelt's reading speed was like any of ours in the beginning. Later, he was able to read an entire paragraph at a glance. So that's what is called as skimming. As a young man, John F. Kennedy read at a rate of less than 300 words per minute. Then he learned speed reading techniques and increased his reading rate to about 1,200 words per minute. Oh my God, that's astonishing. He had acquired the ability to read and grasp a large quantity of material very quickly. Memory techniques require a lot of patience, a lot of practice like any other skill. Develop those that suit your learning style. You can then face tests and examinations with new found confidence. So when you're reading something, Put these techniques into practice. When you're not able to remember an answer, make a mind map. When you're not able to remember some names, turn them into acronyms. Turn them into, write the first word of everything and make a sentence. Or take the first letter of the word, long word that you cannot remember, some very difficult word you cannot remember. You can even, take the first letter and then try to, make it interesting. You can take the first letter of all those words that need to be put in an order, and you can even put them as chunks. You can just divide them into different into pieces of information, and then you can remember them. So that's how you can develop your memory skills, and you can focus your attention on learning with more confidence. So what's the life skill you learn? Good memory is important for good performance. Use techniques to improve it. So we come to the end of this very, very interesting lesson. I'm sure you will also develop your memory with these techniques, and you will be able to read with a lot of speed and gather more information in a short span of time. Put them into practice and just see how uh, you improve. I'm sure you would love to read the lesson again to find out more about these techniques, to actually understand them properly, and then put them into practice. And you will also do the activities that are at the end of the lesson. And I will see you very soon with the next lesson, a much more interesting one. And until then, this is your Padmini ma'am saying goodbye.